This is giving me so much anxiety to talk about right now. As soon as I saw him pull out, my instincts kicked in and I called 911. Hello landing crew and welcome to today's video. Today's video is something very serious, it's something very scary, and it's making myself really vulnerable. I'm already about to tear up just thinking about it. I'm really nervous to film this video. I'm really nervous to talk about it and tell you guys. I mentioned before that about a month ago, something had happened with Lex. So Lex had a situation the other day. We didn't vlog about it because it was kind of traumatizing and kind of emotional, and I don't think I could have talked about it without like breaking down and crying. I didn't talk about what it was. I didn't go into detail because I wasn't ready to. I really didn't know if I ever was going to actually make a video about it. I know that people making judgments and saying we did XYZ and this is why that happened. I won't do that, so that won't happen to me. You're keeping your child safe. But in reality, it's the complete opposite. And that is why I'm making this video today. I'm not gonna say that Lonnie and I didn't do anything wrong because I think that's a really broad statement. And I think all throughout the day, we do many things wrong. But I will say that we took all of the precautions that's needed. I'm gonna go over them with you. Most of all, I kind of wanna start off by saying that we have an 11-year-old son with autism, Noah. When he was Lex's age, or 3-year-old, he had a lot of escaping issues. So when Lex was about 2 years old and he started wanting to run out and escape, and it was clear that he was a runner at that point, we took the same precautions with Lex that we did with Noah. Lex is our 3-year-old son. He's 3.5. He has not been diagnosed with autism, but he also has not been evaluated. So I really can't say one way or the other. But as soon as we realized that Lex was indeed a runner, we had 2 doors, a front door and a back door. Those doors automatically had the normal like doorknob lock, and then it also had the deadbolt lock. We took it a step further and put chain locks at the very top where Lex could not reach. We also got these little alarm things. We have them on our doors now. They're really cheap on Amazon. I'll leave them in the links below. If a door is open when it's armed, it will make this annoying and obnoxious ringing. Like guys, it is super loud. And we also had home security. Not only did we have all of these physical safety precautions or locks or have you, we also made it a habit. Like when someone would walk out, we would make sure that someone was behind us to lock the very top like deadbolt thing. It was habit. Like when we would come in the door, we would automatically lock it back. We were prepped. So with that said, we can kind of get on to the video. I've mentally went back and forth for weeks now if I would keep the comments or not. I've never disabled comments on a video before, and I don't want to start now, especially on a video that I feel could really help a lot of others. But I do ask that you be kind. Yes, we took all the precautions, but that doesn't mean I don't feel guilty. My kid went missing. We had to call the police. I feel horrible. Even now, it's a month later, actually more than a month later, and I still go through all of the horrible scenarios that could have happened that day. So I do feel guilty. I don't need anyone else trying to make me feel worse. This video is also sponsored by Angelsense. Angelsense is a GPS device for special needs kids, and it pretty much lets you know where they're at all times. It alerts you. But let's get to the story. I'm going to tell my point of view of what happened, kind of like walk you through what I went through, and then I'm going to talk about what actually happened. My point of view, what happened that day and what actually happened aren't the same because there's a lot of behind the scenes things I didn't know at the time. Lonnie and I were both packing. If you saw our previous videos, you know how our kitchen and our living room was set up. There was a big island. Lonnie and I were standing at the island for about like 45 minutes. Danielle was on the couch. Lonnie Jr. and Noah were in the homeschool room. No one was sleeping. We weren't filming. We weren't on phones. We weren't on devices. Somehow this 3-year-old boy slipped by 2 adults, 2 teenagers, and Noah without anyone knowing. Lex is running around playing. About 20 minutes goes by. We realize that we haven't seen Lex. Lex would hide in different like cabinets. He would hide in like laundry baskets, dryers, anywhere he could fit his tiny little body into. He would just like hang out there. And then when you would go look for him and open the door, he'd go boo. So it was a game to him. It was fun. So at first we just thought he was hiding really well. The first thing we did was check the front and back door. Both of them were dead-bolted locks. So we were like, okay, he's somewhere in the house. So, oh my God, this is giving me so much anxiety to talk about right now. Lonnie and I kind of split up. So I took the back half of our house. Lonnie took the front half. The more places we looked, the more we realized that we weren't able to find him. And so the more places we looked, the faster we were looking. And then we switched, thinking maybe one of us missed something. That's what you do when something or someone's missing, I guess. You just make sure the other person didn't miss a human 3-year-old son somewhere. And then the third time we looked so quickly, we're yelling. Everyone's yelling. Danielle and Lonnie are looking with us. Lonnie Jr. goes over to our security system because you can tell when doors have been opened and stuff. And he said, oh, a door was open 20 minutes ago. And he goes, but that was when I took out the trash. As soon as he said that, it both clicked in Lonnie and I's head. Like, we looked at each other. He grabbed the keys and he said, I'm gonna drive around the neighborhood. At that point, I didn't look anymore because I just knew he wasn't in the house. As soon as I saw him pull out, my instincts kicked in and I called 911 because I would have preferred for them to come and us find him within a couple minutes than not call them and precious time is wasted that they could be looking for my little boy. Lex is just our hyperactive 3-year-old that has no sense of danger. So I just thought he was going to be doing something crazy and I would find him. So I immediately called 911, and that feeling that you have to give a dispatcher what your child is wearing is horrible. While I'm talking to this dispatcher, I'm walking around the neighborhood. I'm trying to give her details. I'm telling her that he's speech delayed, so he's not going to talk like a normal 3.5-year-old. He talks more like a 2.5-year-old. After I gave her all that information, she asked, are there any retention ponds near you? I completely forgot that there was. Halfway to the retention pond, because again, our neighborhood was really, really big. There was a lot of houses. I was trying to go in the way that the 3-year-old would go. Just kind of have no purpose kind of thing. They just kind of run. I was trying to find the retention pond because I didn't know if Lonnie was going to be able to search it like it needed to be searched. He was in a van. I wanted to be the person on foot kind of looking in places he couldn't see. And about halfway there, I just became really numb. Like, I can't even explain it. I was walking around my neighborhood screaming his name, just hysterically crying, but it was like an out-of-body experience. Like, this happens to other people. This can't happen to me. Like, how can this happen to me? But then every few minutes I would get snapped back to reality that this was happening to me, that my kid wasn't at home. I found the retention pond. I knocked on neighbors' doors. No one answered. And I went to the retention pond, and guys, that was probably the worst feeling ever. You don't know it because it was dark when I was recording, but when that whole beach incident happened, like, I was literally having to fight back the tears. It just brought back horrible moment. Like, I'm standing at the retention pond screaming his name and having to look in the water for a body. It was absolutely excruciating. Sorry guys, I'm trying to hold it together, but this is really hard. I really haven't talked about this since that day. Like, I told few select people and then we've just kind of moved on from it because it's been so heartbreaking for the both of us, for our entire family. So I'm just walking back and I'm just numb and I'm just screaming his name. I hear the sirens of the police. It was like a bittersweet feeling because I knew that help was on the way, that they are trained to look for missing kids, but heartbreaking because I thought, how is this happening right now? We did realize at that point that what probably happened was Lonnie Jr., when he was taking out the trash, Lex must have slipped by him and he was on the other side of our humongous van, and that's how he got away. I guess I should have explained that before. Sorry, I'm kind of scatterbrained, but that's how he ended up getting out, is our theory. Lonnie came back in the house not realizing that Lex was already outside, and then he locked the door. So that was why both doors were locked or whatnot. But pretty much running towards the police. I don't know why I was running towards the police. I have no idea. But then my phone rang and it was Lonnie. Lonnie said, we found him. He's at the gas station. So in my head, I thought, oh God, he walked all the way to the gas station, which is on a busy road. And that right there just made me go, oh my God. But I was so glad that my baby was safe. He said that some guy had found him. The gas station ended up calling the police because they thought the guy was trying to kidnap Lex. And I was like, oh, that's weird. It was a lot of details at once. And at that point, I really didn't care about the details other than my son is safe right now. So the police officer had to go and make sure that it was in fact our son so they could alert everyone not to come because they had other police officers coming. It does make me feel good that they were sending in so many people to help look for my son. Then Lonnie came with Lex. I opened up the van door and Lex goes, I walk. And I'm like, yeah, I wish you wouldn't walk again. I went in the house and I could tell that Lonnie Jr. was really upset because I know that he felt responsible. It's not his fault. I'm not even saying it's his fault. We never made him feel guilty about it. Even when Lex was missing and he was like, I'm so sorry, Mom. I was like, these things happen. We're just gonna be more careful in the future. Let's find Lex. So I'm gonna kind of explain it because it's kind of confusing to understand like how this would have happened. And I think that that's gonna be the most comments, and I'm probably not gonna go through the comments that much. Again, we have that deadbolt at the very top, so we've just kind of all got into like a routine. When we come in after being outside, we lock that up. Lonnie Jr. took out the trash, he unlocked the top deadbolt, and then he went out. Our van is humongous, and the trash can was always on the other side. It was on the curb. Right here is the trash can. This is our big old van, and then this is the area that goes to our front door. While Lonnie is putting in trash, Lex get out to the front door. I mean, he's a little 3-year-old, so it's easy not to spot him. So that's how we think that he ended up getting out. I don't have a lot of details because this is all hearsay, and we don't know actually what happened once he was out of our house, kind of thing. Clearly, Lex got out, he went walking the neighborhood. Some guy saw him. He says that he picked him up in his truck and was circling around the neighborhood to find his parents. I don't know what happened. I can't, and I would like to avoid those hypothetical situations and what could have happened or what might have happened. It makes me sick to my stomach to think about. Lex was missing altogether for about an hour. He was missing for about 15-20 minutes before we realized that he wasn't there. I do remember seeing a truck circling around, and I remember in my head like thinking that's so weird. Again, I'm really out of it. I was really kind of just numb emotionally. It was the strangest like out-of-body experience I've ever had. I remember thinking I should go ask that truck, but I never did, and I just kept screaming his name. I don't know a lot of the like in-between details, but apparently someone from the gas station saw this guy pick up Lex and put him in his truck or something. They thought it was suspicious because Lex didn't have shoes on, and this was a gas station that we frequented a lot. I guess they asked him if that was his child, and he said no, and they said, okay, well, we're gonna call the police. So at that point, after Lex had been in his truck for a little bit, that's when the gas station was like, we need to keep him here at the gas station. So they called the police as well, and they just kind of kept Lex there, gave him a fountain drink, like he was just chilling, like his life was perfect, and we're all like freaking out, and I'm thinking worst case scenarios. Lonnie was just circling the neighborhood the entire time. He saw a truck, and so that's when he asked him about that. Initially, when the police got there, while they were waiting for me to walk up, because I saw them, but I was pretty far away, the lady police officer went inside and searched the house just to look for normal places that parents may not look, but kids usually hide, kind of thing. Danielle said the entire time that we were gone, her and Lonnie Jr. just kept looking and looking at every single place, like 1,000 times over, just to be on the safe side, just hoping that they could find him. Them staying home was the smartest thing. Lonnie and I were both just emotionally drained from that. After we hugged Lex like 1,000,001 times and gave him so many kisses, Lonnie and I both sat down and were like, we have to get an Angelsense device. We took every precaution under the sun. Accidents happen. Things are overlooked. So we knew that we were going to be getting an Angelsense device right away. This is what it is. And currently, if you order this month, you actually get a free waterproof case. If we would have had this device that day, not only would have it alerted us that Lex was outside the house, but we would have been immediately able to see that he wasn't in the house, and we would have known exactly where he was at. There was a lot of precious time wasted trying to figure out if he was in the house or not. We would have had our son in 5 minutes. Would have I had a heart attack still? Yes. I still would have been like, oh my God, my baby got out. I would have still went through those worst case scenarios, but my son would absolutely be safe. And how Angelsense works, I know a lot of special needs families know about them, but I know if you might be new to the autism world, maybe your child's just getting diagnosed or maybe they're being evaluated, but this is what it looks like. It's really small. The one we had gotten last year for Noah was a lot bigger than this, so this is lighter, easier for them, and basically it ties into their pockets, shorts, what have you. You just tie it on and they cannot take it off. When we did this last year, they didn't have waterproof casing. I think it is genius, and it's going to save so many lives. If you don't know, children on the spectrum are actually drawn to water. So that's one of the scariest things. It's one of the things we hear about the most is when autistic kids get out. And I'm not saying that to scare you, but I feel like the more information we know, the better parents and advocates we can be for our kids. Another great thing about this is it's actually a device where you can listen in to your children while they're at school. You can also do two-way where you guys can talk to each other. So I feel it's a great device for special needs kids. I am not saying to record your kids' schools. There's laws in different states that some say you can't do it, some say you can. Check with your state laws, but I will say I'm a part of a couple special needs groups, and I can't tell you how many times that either posts are made or articles are shared that let people know that their children were being mistreated just by an Angelsense device, this thing alone. The link and any coupon codes will be in the description below. Again, if you order this month, you get a free sleeve right here. It's very easy to use. Like, you download the app, you put in information, and you're good to go. You can set like the school home. You can also set it their times, like when are they supposed to be at school. So if they leave school during those times, a lot of parents have said that Angelsense has helped them find their kids when they've eloped from school. Yes, my kid was found and he is okay, thank goodness, but our story could have had such a worse ending. I also want to say, if this has happened to you, if your child has escaped, whether they're special needs or not, I don't think it's just special needs kids that are sneaky, okay? I think kids in general, especially around the 2, 3, 4 age range, they just get out, they're sneaky, they have no idea where they're going. As I said, this wasn't an easy story to share, but I feel like this story may help others. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys tomorrow.
Where you move make me blind. You will always be there. There's no doubt in my mind. You will always be there. Heading out to see ya and leave the rest behind. Oh.